Anything. Oh, wait, no, there we are. Okay, hey, how's everybody doing? Welcome to The Night is Dark.
Hey, what's up, everyone?
Hi.
Hello.
We're back with the second episode, the first one being The Night is Dark and Full of Monsters. This is now The Night is Dark and Souls Scream. And I think my music is a tad too loud.
I'm listening on the stream right now, so I'm getting that weird feedback thing going on.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it
yeah.
sounds a lot more normal,
That
and the music
sounds-
doesn't sound too loud.
Okay,
well,
that's good. Well, because, like, it's a bit loud on my end because I'm getting it straight.
That's probably true.
Yeah. But I can... Yeah, I think that should be good. So,
Okay.
how's everyone doing? How's your monsters? How are your monsters feeling?
Oh, our monsters are all right. I kind of got my butt kicked last time.
Yeah, you're the only one who went down.
Yeah.
Second
Feel
most
like
amount of health.
slashing someone with a knife. Stab, stab.
Step by step.
That pugilist. He was gunning for me.
I mean, that was his job.
That's
he,
true.
he was really the only one who did something. Which
Yeah, I know. He got stuff done.
which is telling, because I learned a lot about that. He was the only person who had 2 attacks, and more than 1 die of damage. No, I realized actually why. Retroactively, I realized why I gave him more damage than everyone else. Although the problem is, I also realized that was in the middle of a design decision, because I think they were all originally supposed to have 2 die of damage. But I was trying to figure him out. I was like, yeah, he would have like a key infused strike. But anyways, so in the last game, we were introduced to our 3. Oh, let me zoom in on you guys. I don't know what do we call you guys. Actually, you know what? Because we're in this game still.
We're moving. Oh,
That's about
a
right.
giant wolf.
There we go.
Hey, that's proportional.
That should be about right. That way we can get them.
Actually, I'm probably a bit smaller because dire wolves are pretty big.
Yeah,
right?
well, yeah. You see, you're on the smaller side of a Goliath, right?
Spoilers.
Oh, right. I forgot that wasn't said. Yep. You're on the smaller side, right? You are huge, though. So I mean, there's very few things you could be.
Who's huge?
Everyone's huge. Freaking everybody, except for our little friend, the halfling. But what's your height?
I
7
think I'm...
Oh yeah, you would be a slightly smaller because dire wolves are 9 foot.
Well,
Dire wolves are 9 foot?
They can be.
9 foot, but you're also not standing on all fours though, so they're
Well-
a lot bigger than me.
Beta 6'3".
That's because that's true. I think I saw on their stat block there's like it said something weird like 9 foot long. But I'm like I was trying to figure out what they were at because I was when I was trying to size them up correctly. I was trying to figure out what their height was at like the shoulders, which would be the most accurate.
I think I saw people saying they're like using calculations, saying they're about like 6 to 7 feet tall.
That sounds about right because like 9 foot long. They're more rectangular than they are square. They wouldn't be
Yeah,
also 9
I don't
foot
know
tall.
Doggy measurements work.
All right,
Either
that
do
works. Because I figured you guys to be about the same. You're both tall
I
as
have
heck.
I have her listed as 6'3", but I can change that to like 6'8".
Sure.
I just changed it.
sure,
Can't take it back now.
Yeah. Next time you guys see that dog, it's gonna be a mysterious 5 foot or 5 inches taller.
Don't worry about it.
You would
Just
yeah. I was gonna say you wouldn't be able to tell. That's just its ears going up and down.
raising the sword up higher.
So, yes, we were introduced to these 3 monsters who were being hunted by a group of gilded monster hunters. The monster hunters corralled them into a section of the forest where they were able to ambush and kill at least one of them, which was more than they thought they were, honestly, more than they thought they were going to be able to do. They wanted to get you guys in close together so they can have a chance at beating you. And you guys were able to effectively wipe the floor with them, consuming their bodies and all of their flesh and just everything. Like, there was nothing left of those hunters. Eventually, you made your way to the Silver Lake, which was a portal to the Feywild, which you are hoping to hide out there from the rest of the guild of hunters. And last I remember, I think Rose was the last one to go in, right? Because everyone else walked into the Silver Lake, and Rose stayed behind. Yeah.
I remember at least I went in first.
You just walked in. You were just like, let's go.
I was just like,
yeah. Rose told the other two to head on in. She'll be behind them.
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah, she stayed behind for that prayer.
She did, which you guys did not hear.
Yes, we did not hear that. I was long gone.
Like, I'm out of here. I got a refuge to seek. Got shelter to seek. So we'll start with Rose then.
Also, things are going to be a little different going forward, right?
Oh, right. I forgot to say. So things are going to be a little different going forward. I ended up giving everybody a huge homebrew trait, just called the Monsters trait. I had initially given most of everybody. I don't think I gave... Raph, did I give you one initially? I don't think I did. You were just a warlock.
Not initially, no.
Yeah, because you were just a warlock. That's the intended flavor of the warlock.
Yeah.
But for everyone else, like, to be an awakened direwolf and to be a vampire, I gave them a little bit of something to help flesh that out. But then I just went ahead and made an entire Monsters trait for everybody that will scale up every game we play. So the last game would have been one. They are currently on the second tier of their Monsters trait, so they all have a special ability that we might see some use of. Well, I don't know, we'll see. But and those abilities will continue to upgrade over the course of these games. So this is heavily homebrewed, and just go with it.
Still base 5e.
Base 5e, yeah. They still
homebrew nuggets.
They still have their base 5th level class that they can work off of. Or I should say, let's just say they still have their class they can work off of. But their progression and some of their special stuff might be a little special.
Yeah.
Special sauce.
Gonna get more monstrous.
Only more monstrous. So, seeing as Rose was... Whoa! Got a subscription!
Hey.
Whoa! Okay, let me see if I can pronounce his name. Remzongara. Oh, that was easy. Remzongara, thank you for the sub.
Thank you very
Welcome.
much, Remzangara.
Oh, it's Miller.
Oh, that's our buddy Miller.
Yo, what's up, dude?
Yo, what's up, man? Hey.
First.
So, with that sub hype going into the into the Feywilds, we follow as Rose. You start to dip into this pool, and the Silver Lake the Silver Lake is called that because that the saying is when the moon touches the surface of the lake, it becomes a portal to the Feywild, and you can see the entire surface is just a reflection of the full moon tonight. And you walk into it, and the ripples don't actually displace that reflection. It's just sitting right there at the top, and you walk into it. Eventually, you come out the other side, not out of a lake or anything. You just kind of materialize, I guess. You are now in the Feywilds, and you look around, and you don't see the others who had just gone in previously.
Oh.
Yep. You walk in, and you're completely alone. So, the woods you enter looks just like a twisted mirror of the woods you had just left. However, there are no shadows whatsoever. not a single ambient occlusion to be found. You get the impression that if there were no trees, you'd be able to see past the horizon out into infinity. But there are just so many trees. It's so dense with leaves and vines, you can't even see a hint of the sky above you. And everything, as you look around, has this glow about it, this kind of eerie shimmer. Really quick, everybody, even though two of you aren't here, what color do your eyes glow?
My eyes glow green.
Mine glow yellow.
And mine are lilac.
That is the...
All our eyes glow.
All of your eyes glow. That is the color that shimmer kind of takes a hold of. Like each of you see this individual tint. Just like the white balance is a little bit... I'm using freaking designer terms. I don't know how else to describe this stuff. Ambient occlusion and white balance. But yeah, it's just slightly tinted in that color that your eyes exude. You look up, and the canopy is thick. There's, again, no light from the sky coming through. You can't tell whether it's day or night. And below your feet, the brush is even thicker. It's just
Slurry?
littered. Huh?
Is Lauren cutting out for anyone else?
Nah, it's normal for me.
It happens at times, but
Am I cutting
not
out?
too often. Yeah, at least for me, I can still understand pretty much everything else.
I'm just going a little in and out.
Yeah.
Maybe it's an internet thing.
Maybe. Hopefully not. Let's hope that goes away. My stuff's plugged in, so I don't think it's that. So, anyways. Yeah, so you look down, and the underbrush is thick with flowers and thorns and roots and just all sorts of manner of plant, all twisted and knotted together. And most of these plants you just have no recognition of. Some bear no resemblance to any of the plants you might see in the material realm. And as you observe these plants, you kind of get the feeling, knowing this is the Feywild, that those plants are also observing you as well. But, there are no hunters here. None of them would dare step into the Feywild, even though you killed the ones who are immediately hunting you. There are still a guild who might try to follow. But here, you are safe. Mm-hmm. And you look around and, again, Rose, you're alone.
I wonder where the other two could have gone. She's just kind of obviously, as you were describing that, she's just, looking around at everything and stuff going through her mind.
Mm-hmm.
I am alone again. Huh. And she's gonna wait there just a little bit longer, just to see.
Just to see?
Just to see if there's a chance that one of those two pop through. But if no one pops through, I guess within the next minute or so, then she's gonna start heading off.
You're gonna wait about a minute?
Mm-hmm.
Make a perception check.
All right, hold up. Let me make sure that this is normal. Okay. Unlike last time.
Oh yeah, you have to roll an advantage.
18.
That's very good. You're able to quiet yourself a little bit and look around, and you kind of realize that even though this forest is dense with just all sorts of plants and trees and stuff just popping up out of nowhere, just trees growing out of basically anything they might want to, you could still hear very well. You can hear stuff way out further than you might normally be able to. Just sound travels differently here. And as you listen, you can hear above you what sounds like at first it's just rustling, like leaves rustling and all this, but you realize it's struggling.
Oh, she looks up.
You actually can't see anything. It's just a canopy of trees. But you can definitely hear there is something happening far above you. And I'll say that as you look up, you kind of, shuffle around trying to get a good view. And a vine grabs your leg and whips you up through the canopy. You're pulled. You just go pulled straight through. I need you to make a dex saving throw. And everyone else, I also need you to make similar dex saving throws.
Oh,
24.
Oh no.
let's see.
Um,
9.
Just this big man just going. "Rah!"
11.
So the small one, and not the two huge mountains of meat, as you're getting dragged through this, or by this vine, through these trees and branches, it's trying to slam you into, like, tree branches and all sorts of things that can try to just hit you against, and you're able to effectively keep out of the way for the majority of it. And everybody else, you had gone through this exact same experience, and hit every branch on the way up.
Ow.
Oh,
What is this?
Okay, that's actually not bad. So everybody just hit all on the way up. Rose, you
how many damage
take.
we did?
Yeah, Rose. No, you don't take anything
Oh,
because Rose was able to avoid it. So yeah, you
Wait,
take
what?
that much damage, getting slammed up through these trees. Because Rose succeeded.
I know, but I still take that damage.
Oh yeah, everyone else still takes it. Yeah. And Rose, you found your friends. You're you're all three hanging upside down by these by these vines, and unfortunately, your friends have been up here for a while already, and these vines are starting to constrict around them and starting to squeeze. I need everybody to roll initiative.
Oh, great. First
Wow.
couple minutes in the Feywild and already getting killed by plants.
Welcome to the Feywilds.
8. Oh.
Wow. All right. I just got to roll higher than a 7. I just got to roll higher than a 7. Okay.
Did you roll higher than a 7?
On a few of them I might have. All right. So, what's the order for you guys?
I guess it's Rose than everyone else.
Rose is going first. Of you guys. You share an initiative. So I'll just say both of you. And then we have. So these vines are actively trying to constrict against you. I'll have a couple of attacks be made towards the two that were already up there first. This will have been before Rose popped up. This is towards Raph. That's towards the dog. Does the first one hit, Raph?
That one does it.
And I assume a natural 20 hits.
Sad face.
Oh, These actually do a lot. So this is for, this is for Raph. This is the regular one. You take 10 points of bludgeoning damage. And that vine
Ow.
has just completely wrapped itself around Karma, full, like, mummified. And you take 20 points of damage. Of bludgeoning damage. And as you're being constricted, you hear, just off in the distance, this, like, way off in the distance, the sound of just somebody losing their mind laughing.
Sounds like somebody finds this funny.
It just tightens. The vines tighten around you. Okay, so now, starting officially at the top of initiative order, a couple of giant owls are alerted to your presence and are now starting to swoop down and will make a couple of attacks towards... Let's see. First attack will be towards Karma. And this is a giant owl that has just come out of the trees. Oh! It happens to miss you. The second owl will go for Raph, your character. "12. I don't think that hits.
It does not.
Does not hit. So these two owls just go swooping by, trying to claw at you, but not trying to get too close. They weren't able to actually get any purchase with their talons, and they swoop back. They fly back off again. You again just hear this uproarious laughter from what sounds like very far away. You could just hear this tiny, just like, oh boy, oh, just off in the distance. Rose, it is your turn.
Fear.
So we're just hearing laughter off in the distance, and I assume like we can't see.
The trees are
Can't-
pretty dense. You would from how far this would sound, kind of like when you're looking up off into the, when you heard something above you, it's probably just blocked by trees.
Okay.
Or
I'm
you could
in
try to make a perception check, but I would count that as an action to make a perception to try to find who that is.
Oh no, I'm just gonna like bite the thing wrapped around me right now.
All right. So these vines have you currently grappled.
Mm-hmm.
But make your bite.
All right. Actually, wait a minute. Did that get updated? Hold on. Sorry, I'm like looking at this because I'm not sure if I updated it in the actual thing or not. Still.
Which, really quick for imagery, are we above the canopy or below the canopy right now?
Yes.
We're just like in the thick of it.
The trees go on forever. It's hard to describe just how high up you went.
We can't see any sky or anything.
You still, at this height, cannot see any sky. And again, it's hard to describe just how long you are being dragged, because just everything is different here. The distances aren't how you like when you travel, you don't travel the same way that you might travel by foot in the material plane. When you hear, the sound of animals making sounds, you look around and you can hear nothing, and you see nothing. And sometimes you might hear nothing, and an animal might just swoop on by you. Just everything is kind of, the space and time is a little dilated.
Yeah, Feywilds, gotta love it.
Feywilds.
Hydrate.
Oh, hydrate. Hydrate. Thank you.
All right. So yeah, I'm just gonna go through and bite this.
2 hydrates. Bite it. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
yeah. Yeah, that is the old version. Yeah.
Ah.
So that one did not get updated.
Oh yeah, that one did
Yeah.
not. Oh yeah. So I didn't update it. So the to hit is updated and everything, but not
Yeah, so
the-
but not yeah. So it used to be half your level rounded up. Now you spend your hit dice. You could choose to spend a hit dice on
Which
a bite.
we're still low on hit dice from last time, though,
Uh,
because we haven't had a long rest since then.
after you killed those hunters, you had to travel a while to get to that lake. I will say, for the sake of starting out a new game,
Okay.
you would have been able to get your hit dice back just so you could start at full for now,
Okay,
because nothing happened between you getting from
Yeah.
where you were to.
Somewhere in our interplanar travel,
Yeah.
we felt super rested.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, just trying to make me drink another hydrate.
Oh, some more hydrate. Double hydrate.
6 piercing
Okay.
damage.
Yep, 6 piercing. She did.
It tastes like wood.
Mmm.
Wait, we can all see each other too, right?
Oh yes, no, you're all now just hanging upside down from these vines, just kind of swinging, and these vines are slowly twisting and kind of constricting around you and wringing, trying to wring the life out of you. And all the while, you just hear that voice just laughing its head off.
And I'm
Oh,
just, like, looking at
Rose,
my
I'm
stuff.
gonna run out of water before you even get halfway.
Yeah. I don't really.
Okay.
I'll have anything else that I can do here.
Yeah,
so-
bonus actions. That don't do anything.
Yeah, that's exactly.
You could try to hide. Hide your pain and your.
Yeah, no, it's just a bite for now.
Just a bite
I
for
don't
now.
I don't have anything else to do.
All right, so you have bitten your vine, and just tastes like wood.
Hey, Rose,
Which
how's
is-
that taste?
Wood.
So it actually is worth noting that this is a plant, not a creature. So you wouldn't be able to heal off of this anyways.
Oh yeah, but it's still damaged.
It is damage, that is true. So next up is the 2 mighty.
Well, I'm not interested in eating wood.
I cut the vines. So I'm gonna try. This is probably a really bad idea, but I'm gonna try cut the vine, like the main one that's holding me up.
Yes. With your big sword.
Big sword. With my great sword.
Oh, that's better than a good sword.
And are they? Are they within 5 feet of me?
I think I'm gonna have to say no because I think
Oh.
otherwise Rose also would have gotten sneak attack on that.
Throws me off so much. Okay.
So, like, the source is somewhere else.
Well, no,
Attack him?
you all have an individual vine, all holding you up. I'll say you're
Oh.
about 10 feet away from each other. You can see each other, you can talk to each other, but you couldn't reach out and touch. 16 hits.
See if I can slash this.
Slash it.
I'll slash.
You sure
Yeah.
tried it.
It's
Double one.
it's hard. Oh, wait, no, you can re-roll those.
Oh yeah. I will just re-roll the whole thing. This is
Great weapon master.
still good.
12. Okay. You're able to. It's a little bit of a struggle trying to get your mouth with this big giant sword in a good enough way to kind of slash at this vine. But you're making some progress. You're making some progress.
Attack.
Okay. You're just. It's like hacking and slashing at it. 20 hits.
There's a
10.
2 in there. I'm gonna reroll that. What does this die again? 2d6. 1d6. What's I'm rolling?
Oh,
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
add 4 to 10 is 14.
Yes.
Cutting at this vine, and you could actually start to hear some smaller vines that are all kind of wrapped in around it start to snap and like twang off. Like the amount of force that they are exerting trying to just like squeeze you. Whenever you snap through one of them, it's like this metal cord just ping, and you just keep cutting through this, and you're actually starting to dangle a little bit further down now.
Do I want to use my action surge? Yeah, let's do it. I can get myself out of here in like one round. That'll be cool.
Right off the bat, get out of here.
Don't like these vines.
20 hits.
Honey.
Man,
I'm gonna reroll that one.
you don't need to.
Do it anyway.
But do it. So that's what, 11 then?
Yeah, 11.
Okay. You just, with one lash, just like, you cut through it, and you detach and fall. You are now in free fall. Huh? What was that?
That am I.
You are currently falling.
Can I land? What kind of trees do these? Can I like land on like a branch?
You can certainly aim for one. Make a... Would this be a save? Let's make it a save.
Dexterity?
Dexterity save.
No. Give me a strength. That's a strength. Give me a strength. How well can I grip the branch?
This is to find a branch to even grab onto. You're unable to find a branch that you can grab and slow your descent, but you do find a very large branch coming out of this huge tree that you're able to land solidly against.
How much damage do I take?
I'm just gonna give you 46. I don't know how far you actually fell, but it was a while. You take 16 points of bludgeoning damage as you fall and smack against this large wooden... It's basically another tree growing out of this tree, how big this branch is.
These darn trees are gonna kill us.
Tell me about it.
And you're also prone, but you are no longer grasped by the vines.
I still have an extra attack, but I don't have anything to use it on.
You're sitting on a tree.
I attack the tree.
No.
You don't happen to have any ranged attacks that could help us out.
I can bark.
Good one.
I'm gonna use my bonus action to use my hit die, which is my second wind.
Mm-hmm. It's just a reflavored second wind from the fighter class. Instead of getting a once per rest D10, you have a bonus action hit die use.
Plus 10 to that. Okay. And that's it then.
All right, you're still prone. You have movement, so you can say you could stand if you want to at the end of your turn.
It's just stand.
Oh yeah, it's still your
Yeah.
combined turns.
Yeah, meanwhile, with my guy, So
You see this dog just
Alright.
go.
oh. So I'm still hung upside down in the thick.
You're still hung upside down in the thick of the brush.
And well, we each had an individual vine, so we've all been attacking our own vines,
Yes.
essentially. So my vine's still fresh.
Your vine is
Uh,
it is very fresh.
So it has grappled me.
You are grappled.
I'm assuming a ranged attack would be at disadvantage at this range.
I believe so. Yes.
All right, so I would instead, I'll just like clench my fist and again just like build up that green electrical eldritch energy, and then just like curl up and just try and swipe at the vines above me,
Okay.
casting Shocking Grasp. That's an 8.
It does not hit. I like how it's just Eldritch Punch.
And I rest back and like, that's all I got. That's all I can do.
All right, that's all. It is now the Vine's turn. They are going to. There are only 2 left, actually. They're going to make a attack against everybody who is grappled. Oh, I'm rolling it. I don't know why I'm rolling my die. Oh, that was a 2. I'll just say that
Who's
one.
that one again?
That was for Rose. There it is. This is for you, Raph.
Ah.
I should probably roll my dice more often.
Mega hits.
Oh, that was. I almost rolled the crit version of the damage against you.
Oh?
17 points of bludgeoning damage, as again, it's just wringing you out.
I'm going to use my reaction to use Stone's Endurance and reduce that by 15. So I'm going to take 2 points of damage.
This vine is trying to wring blood out of a stone.
You can't hurt me.
I refuse to take damage. Alright, so that is the vines. Back up to the top. The giant owls are now making their second pass around. They make a little hoot, turn back around like these fighter jets coming in for a bombing run.
Forgot about the darn birds.
And they're going to make an attack once against each of the still hanging... I'm not trying to roll my physical... I put that away. Still hanging victims. 13 for Rose.
Nope.
Wow. 18 for the big man.
Yeah.
All right. So one of them is able to get just close enough to rake you with its talons as it flies by. Quick question: what languages do you all speak? Actually, what? Well, let's see.
What languages do we need to speak?
Yeah, never mind. You could. Actually, I know. Okay. Even though the dog currently isn't here, you're further down below. So you're still able. I'll say you're still able to hear this, but
She does have keen hearing.
Oh, you can hear it. What am I looking for? Where's the damage on this? Oh, there it is. You take 9 slashing as this owl just flies by and whoosh,
Ugh.
takes a big chunk out of your shoulder. But Karma, down below on this branch, you're looking up as these owls are just circling and making passes at your 2 monster buddies up there. And you can just, again, hear that just far off voice just laughing hysterically. And you can hear it say something in Sylvan. I'm assuming no one else speaks Sylvan, though.
I do not.
Okay, just making sure. But basically, what you just hear this string of woodland obscenities. as this pixie, this tiny fairy comes out of invisibility, basically right in front of the two. It's so small it sounded like it was really far away, and it is just gonna cast sleep.
Oh, come on.
I forgot to get my spell thing up. There it is. It's 5d8. And this will hit both of the ones in the vines.
Nope.
It actually doesn't affect it either, do you? I thought sleep was higher.
Done. And yeah, our hit points just have to be over that, right?
Yep, you just have to be over that for it to affect.
Yeah,
not affect
yeah,
you.
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm perfect anyway.
Yeah. Okay. So I was hoping to at least get rough. It casts this sleep, and you see this like little bomb of pixie dust just go and just kind of slowly like fall and sparkle and drizzle on both of you, and you just look at each other. What was I supposed to do?
Listen here, you little stinker.
And this pixie is like you know, it's all she's all excited and just like poof. It's trying to fly away. And that it brings us to Rose.
So how far was it trying to fly away? Like, was it?
It was able to move its full fly. So it is 30 feet away from you.
Okay, that's fine. So, like, I know that I bit it originally, and obviously it doesn't have any. I can't like get any blood off of it. But can it so I can still hit it with a rapier and be fine?
The vines?
The vines.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna. She's like, I want to taste it. Actually, no. She's like, I really don't want to taste wood right now. Shink, shink, and just goes to attempt to shank it.
It's wrapped so tight around you. Even the action of drawing your blade would be enough, or it would have been.
Nope. Guess what? I'm gonna use that halfling bountiful luck.
All right. Maybe it might be enough.
So one of the crazy things is the last session, I forgot that I had this when I rolled the nat 1 on firing with the bow.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So I'm gonna try this again.
Once more with feeling. 24 hits.
Yeah.
We're just pulling out all the stops on
Vines.
first encounter.
There's 7 piercing. She just.
All right, which one is you? Oh, that one's dead. 7. All right, 7.
Yep. Piercing.
7 piercing. You're able to do a little bit of get through some of the vines. You haven't gotten through that. There's like a big central vine that is kind of wrapped around with a lot of these tiny ones. You're able to get through like one of the smaller ones around the outside, and you kind of fall just a couple of feet, but you're still pretty wrapped up.
Okay. Yeah, that's it.
All right. You can also just so you guys are aware, you can try to straight escape it if you wish as well. No, I forgot. I haven't been doing this, but if it takes damage... Oh, wait, no, Rouse hasn't taken damage yet. Only...
No,
that's right.
Yeah, because it is grappling you, I'm going to... I forget, is this raw or is this us for grapple checks for concentration stuff?
That was just for Resident... That's something I just do for Resident
Because that just makes way too much sense to not have.
Yeah.
Like, if you're grabbing somebody and someone punches you, you might let go.
Yeah.
What is the... Is it just a strength save to hold on?
Yeah, strength save instead of a con save.
These are some strong vines. Yeah, it's able to
Oh, yeah.
continue holding on. Now it is to... Well, I guess you're now in 2 separate locations, though. Karma and Wrath. Oh wait, no, Rose, is that everything you can do?
Yeah, that's everything that I can do.
Karma and Wrath, it is your collective turns. Wrath, you're still dangling upside down. The blood is starting to go to your head.
I am still dangling. I still see that darn, what was it, a pixie?
Yep, 30 feet away.
Hate that darn pixie.
She seems to be, like, rubbing her hands and getting a nice coating of pixie dust ready to go again.
Alright, I'll tell you what.
Wait, no, she would have been she would have had to been further than 30, or than like right up in your grill to cast sleep. Otherwise, she would have gone to sleep. So she's like, I think it's 20 feet, right? So she's like 50 feet away to get the full cast and then run away. I don't think that matters for you though.
No, yeah.
And there are still
Yeah,
two
how-
giant owls, swooping,
Okay.
doing flybys.
Alright, I'm getting about sick and tired of this, so I'm just gonna... Yeah, I'm just gonna pop the tentacles out and just... As the two tentacles that are in my back, the dark, slick, ichory tentacles come out of my ichory bodysuit and kind of flail about amongst the vines that are, I guess, kind of similar looking amongst this. But, actually, these tendrils, almost kind of among a couple of other dark tendrils, just start poking out of my body and just like just start flailing around and battering everything here. So I'm gonna go ahead and cast Arms of Hadar, and everything in a 10-foot radius has to make a strength saving throw.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I don't think that hits. Does that reach over to? I don't think that reaches
sh-
over to.
10 foot would be. That would. I'll say that also gets the other vines, but it wouldn't be for. I would say because it'd be easier this way. I'll say that gets your vine and that other vine. Oh no, actually, that I would say that makes a lot. That does make a lot more sense because she had dropped just a little bit, just enough to get out of the range. And I'll say these tentacles are able to hit the vine a little higher up than where she's hitting, but you can still hit it.
All right, strength saves for both those vines.
Yeah.
15, and that one's for you, and this one's for Rose. 22.
They both succeed.
Do they? Ah.
Yeah. So, I believe they take. Let me double check. Yeah, half damage, and that's it. So 8
16.
points of bludgeoning damage to both of them.
As the wait, right, they take half.
Yeah.
So as the tentacles come out and start slapping these vines, again with that like almost metallic like sound, it's like your tentacles are like slapping metal as it starts beating the heck out of these vines. It's just these vines are just really tough.
They have to make strength saves again to maintain the
Oh,
ground.
yeah.
right. Just got to beat 10.
It'll be easy to pass, but
They could roll super low, but that rolled twice on my end, but 14s are good.
that's all I got. I'm still restrained here.
Making a little bit of progress. And oh, it's still Commerce.
Yeah, Karma, you can do anything?
So,
So
in a matter of feet, how far away am I from everyone else?
in a manner of feet, you are 40 feet. Straight up.
Dang it! What I wanted to do. I wanted to have Karma run across like different branches to get up to them,
Mhm.
and then go to slash whichever one was closer to her, But like, wait, wait. I need to look at Echo Fighter again
Oh, I think that might
because
work actually.
Thinking if I think the furthest away I can spawn my Echo Fighter is 15 feet.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's a bonus action. And as long as I'm within 30 feet, disappear. Okay, so I'm gonna use my bonus action to spawn the Echo,
Hmm.
15 feet away from me on a different branch. And then when I have the Echo move up, branches up to whoever's closest to where Karma would be.
They're about the same distance, like head on. There's like they're not
I
angled
think
at you to be one's closer to the other.
I think since Rosemia's vines are a bit weaker, she'll go for those.
Okay.
But as those echoes going up, Karma's gonna follow her echo so she doesn't get out of range.
Yeah.
And
So
she's gonna attack through the echo.
So interesting thing actually as you're jumping from branch to branch. Like I said, this branch that you're on now, this huge branch, is essentially just a tree coming out of this other tree. Straight horizontally. You are able to run up the side of this tree as if it were flat.
Huh?
So, currently, you are standing on a branch that attaches to a tree that is vertical. If you wanted to, and you're able to find this out as you are moving from branch to branch,
Whichever way is the quickest way to get to them.
you can run in darn near any direction you want. So yeah,
Just gravity makes no sense here.
Can I have my echo go up to where Rosemia is, and then maybe about 30 feet below, or even if I can get closer below, right below Rosemia on a branch,
Mhm.
so when she falls, I can catch her
Mhm.
and like land on my back.
Oh wait, okay. So you're positioning yourself like under her, or what would,
Under Rosemia,
where you would want to
while
be
my
under her,
echo's neck. Yeah, I want to be under her.
and then your echo comes around, cuts loose, and you just catch. Got it. That's easy to do. Position yourself in a way that you'd be able to basically try to grab her on the way down. There's no branch directly beneath her, because that would be the one that you landed on.
To drop my sword. Put down. Never done that before. Just gonna put her sword down next to her.
You gingerly place this sword on the branch next to you and just kind of like a dog with a bone, just kind of like slowly get back up like it's gonna run away.
Gotta cut the vine.
Alright. So your echo's cutting the vine.
I don't think if I were to swap positions, I don't think my echo I don't think my echo would be able to catch Rosemia. I don't think anyone can touch the echo. Rosemia, or at least try to. Well, my
it can.
echo.
Your echo can still be hit by attacks and shattered, essentially.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but I don't think my echo can be touched, like in the sense of like
Like you can't pet
I
your
don't think
echo.
you can I don't think you
Huh.
can sit on my echo.
Okay.
I think it's like a spirit, I think.
Close enough for me.
Either
Make your attack.
Ginger
catching
roasted.
Rosemia, use my action. So I'll end up using my echo's attack thing.
Okay, yeah.
Unleashing Carnation.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I still have to make an attack with that.
Oh yeah, you still have to attack.
Oh, well, use a reaction to catch the rose meal?
Whoop. It would. I'll let you do a reaction.
Yeah. Okay.
Because you have basically two bodies that you're able to do this with. It would be pretty easy for you to be able to cut with one and catch with the other. It's not like you're trying to juggle with, you don't have two hands, but like with both hands, right? So
Yeah.
I'd say
Juggling
that'd
with
be,
two mouths.
yeah, you're not trying to juggle with two mouths. So I'll allow that to be a reaction.
Really?
Oh, there it is. 12 does not
12
hit.
hit. Oh.
Your Echo is trying its hardest to hack at this vine and is unable to get in any significant manner through these tough vines.
Your attack.
All right. Nope. Still does not hit.
Oh,
Nope. No progress being made.
this is ruining my plan.
14 doesn't hit the vines?
14 does not hit the vines.
Dang, dude.
You know what? We'll do it this way. I'm gonna use my Pack Tactics monster ability. Ecker,
For what?
I unleash incarnation.
Wait. Which monster?
Whenever I take the attack action, I can make an additional melee attack from my Echo. So I did attack, extra attack, and now I'm doing unleash incarnation attack.
Yeah, but which pack tactics are you using?
The one get advantage.
No. Oh, yeah, the first one. Okay, that's right. Yeah, you can do that.
I swear, gonna ruin. Any would be good.
Yeah, both of those hit.
Still okay. 14. Destroys the vine.
That is actually just enough. A little bit
Yes.
over. Just enough to break through the vine.
Stop falling.
So, Rose just ping, psh, and you just start to plummet into the mouth of a gaping dire wolf. All right, I need you to make a either a strength or a dex, just a regular check to be able to see if you can catch her on the way down and just.
Definitely using strength for that.
Oh,
Wow!
Yeah.
Have you rolled both 20s already this game?
Have I? I don't think I've rolled a 20.
Oh no, there was a 20 rolled against you. That's what it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
No, yeah. With all of the skill and grace of maybe a mother wolf?
Alpha wolf.
This tiny body comes plummeting down, and you're able to just grab it basically by the scruff of its neck, by your clothing, and place it safely at your side. Rose, you nearly got eaten.
Rose is just like,
So that's what it's like to get bitten.
she's just, huh. Thank you.
My fangs didn't pierce you.
I don't think
She
it
looks
would have
back-
bothered me too much.
Looks back up the pickle dude.
And he
I
is
think I'm gonna be able to catch that.
he is struggling.
I don't know if I want to catch that.
He might break something. How heavy are you?
Pounds.
How are you?
300 pounds.
Uh-huh. I think that's like, what, 300 times as much as a halfling?
Yeah, I'm 600 pounds according to dire wolf stats, which doesn't make any sense because I should not be that much heavier than you.
No, you're pretty dense. Animals are really, they have a lot, their muscular structure and bone structure are a little bit different than ours. they actually can get pretty like heavy for their sizes, unless you're like a bird, in which case you're actually lighter.
I'm buff.
You're pretty buff, actually. Just like
Hench.
generally speaking, also you are individually a very buff direwolf.
Yeah, I'm hench.
I haven't heard that in a while.
Anyway, that's
Go-
the end of her turn.
Only vine that is left is going to continue to against Raph. I just don't know what to call you yet. Oopsies. Oh, there was an error with my thing.
Uh-oh.
Happen.
16.
Hits.
Okay. You need to start getting hit by these, Raph.
I wish I could.
Oh, there isn't supposed to be another D8.
Oh no.
11 plus 18 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh.
Why are you dying again?
I don't know, man.
The giant owls. I'm gonna see whether or not they want to kill you. They're actually, instead of trying to go after you, they're gonna try to push the small one off the edge of the branch. They're gonna basically dive bomb you. Well, one is going to see you first, and then we'll see what the second one wants to do. So this is against Rose. It's actually not.
Close.
12 to hit.
Nope.
It tries to headbutt you, but you're able to get out of its way. And it just flies by, just... Second one's coming in, 17.
Wait, they're both doing it?
They're both trying to hit you off the edge.
All right, yeah, 17 hits.
So, this is just for the regular impact damage of this owl. I almost rolled a d20. What? Take 3 points of just impact damage, and I need you to make a... Yeah, this will also be a dex save to prevent yourself from going over the edge.
And I wish I could give you my
24.
second tactic. Oh, nice.
24? Yes, you are able to prevent yourself from falling, but as you are knocked back, you're still... You didn't have the experience that Karma did of being able to jump from branch to branch and realize that, like, you know, it's kind of easier than it is. And you're a bit disoriented, and you fall prone on the underside of the branch.
See,
What?
huh?
Like, to all like visual of it, Karma, just watch Rose get knocked off the edge.
But
I'm gonna
the way that
immediately read that I don't see anything.
Because it looked like she was like, and fell off, but Rose, you're able to maintain your footing, and your feet keep track of this branch, and you find yourself prone on the underside of this branch.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So the way I see it is she's above, sees me gone, I'm below, like, why am I still up here?
Yeah, you're just like you're laying flat on your back, looking up at the trees, and wondering, that was a fast fall?
Yeah.
And
Huh?
Rose, you look over, or not Rose, Karma, you look over the edge, you can't see her, she must have fallen deep into the brush. But it's the pixie's turn.
Ah, darn pixie.
Flittering about, just all over the place. What's this do? Ten-foot radius. Would this get both of you? No, you're probably too far away.
I get my echo.
Your echo was close to. Because it doesn't have anything that it could just use to end Raph's character. Or does it? That's too big. I'm not going to use that spell. I'm not going to read that. Yeah, it's just going to cast Entangle on the branch. Which is a 20-foot Entangle is going to cast Entangle on the branch, which is a 20-foot square. With the corners, it might be able to... Let's roll to see if it's able to get the one on the underside, because she can see both of you. She can look at the branch and see you both on opposite ends, but you're both, like, looking over the edge of, like, the opposite ends of the branch, looking and not seeing each other. All right. The branch is a little bit too wide to get both of you, but it will go after the underside. It's just going to cast its spell on the underside of the branch. So this is going to be Entangle. You need to make a strength save.
Oh, fun. $14.
Oh, yes, that beats it.
Woo.
You basically almost got restrained by vines again, as these, like, out of the base of the branch, these vines just sprout up, try to enclose around you, but you're able to roll out of the way just in time before they wither back away.
A bit mad.
All right, back up to the top. It is your turn. Looking over again. You're just looking to you. You're looking. I guess to whichever direction you're looking. It's basically identical in both directions. You think you're right side up.
She's just like, huh? And she just calls. She's just like, yeah, I don't understand what's happening here. Like, that's basically like, she just calls that out.
And
Look, neither do I.
yeah, and you're both yelling at each other from like 40 feet away, or a little over 20 feet away.
So, okay, because I want to get myself right back up.
Yeah, so currently you don't see anybody. Well, if you were to look over the edge, you'd actually see...
That's your tail.
You might be able to see a tail, but more importantly, you'd be able to see Raph's character, instead of dangling, pointed straight up at you.
No, yeah.
Yeah, so, yep, she's like, I don't understand this. So, like, is it just easy for her to just, like, attempt to figure out how to maneuver this, like, okay, so it's pointed straight up at me now, and then it's like, okay, so that means I'm not the way I used to be?
Nope. You fell down, landed on this branch. You're looking down, and now where you just fell from is below you.
Yep, she's like, just coming into this place. I prefer the hunters already. I have her just attempt to get right side up again then?
All right.
Just like moving?
I'll say you can obviously just move, but to make it fun, make a Constitution save with advantage to see if you can keep your stomach.
Okay, this isn't my action, right?
This is not your action. This is just
Okay.
you moving.
Okay. So she's just like, okay, what is...
Oh wow!
Oh,
Wow.
yeah.
Both ends of the
Yeah.
extreme.
It's
You're
like
able,
killing a person.
you're able to look down and just like, that's weird, and just confidently one step in front of the other, just like you were taught when you were 5. And you're basically walking around the circumference of this branch, slowly watching the world back to how you remember it being when you were right side up. And
That's
oh,
trippy.
there's your friend.
And she blinks. She's... That was unpleasant. So, because I'm small, I could walk into spaces.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
So I'm just gonna walk under Karma. Just no, just stay under Karma.
You just curl yourself into the smallest halfling ball and just crawl. Just protect me, big wolf.
And
You are now under the dog.
and
I
then
was
is that
confused, but she
Pixie
accepts it.
still there?
Pixie is still
And-
there, preparing another spell.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot the Pixie. I'm gonna try to shoot the Pixie.
It's getting mad. Nothing it's done has worked yet. So it's just like it's just yelling in Sylvan, just all of these obscenities at you guys. Karma, you get the sense it doesn't want you to be here.
I think you could shut up for a moment.
So I'm gonna.
It does the Fey equivalent of flipping you the bird.
So because we're being, so essentially because this one's attacking us, Rosemary is not thinking in terms of non-lethal hits because we're being attacked.
Mhm.
So she's just going to do what she does in moments like this, in rules of engagement. You attack me, I attack back.
That's right.
And I'm just gonna shoot at it with the short bow. I'm pretty sure this is normal because it's not in front of, there's like, no, I'm not.
So, you're currently under this wolf. Normally, you're right. It would be a normal hit. I'm just saying, if Rose has advantage, she adds a whole ton of damage.
It's true.
Oh, yeah, I can give you. You have advantage.
Well, you can just
Alright.
give advantage out.
Only once per long rest.
She has gotten to know you guys a little bit over the course of combat. She's gotten to know you guys. You're kind of starting to feel as a pack to her, and she's able to guide your hand during this attack.
All right.
Ah.
Rosemary is just like
Tactics level
"Thank-"
2.
Pack tactics.
Rosemary is just like, thank you for this.
Wolf
Yep.
node.
22. Yep. All right. And
Here comes the pain.
Here comes the pain.
10. So sneak attack 10, piercing 5.
Piercing
so
5.
15.
That's right. That pixie is like, she's floating there, little hummingbird wings flapping at it, and she's got all this pixie dust ready, and she just like is like getting ready to throw something at. Sorry, I guess it was getting ready to throw it at the one still hanging in the tree, and she just goes, and pops, as your bolt completely pierces straight through her, leaving pixie dust behind. That murdered her several times over.
How many hit points did she have?
Oh.
Do you really want to know?
Oh.
3?
Do you really want to know?
1.
That's on the money. she was tiny. She's so small.
Straight murdered Tinkerbell.
So I assume. Actually, no. We
Does that
wouldn't
mean
know.
Raph's character just starts falling?
Nope.
Actually, I want to. We wouldn't know we wouldn't know this. I guarantee these vines can't hear, but I don't think like characters wouldn't know this.
Let's find out.
'Cause-
Uh,
yeah, I'm gonna try. Actually, I've already used that. I can't make a check for that because I already used an action.
Wait, hold on. Really quick. There are still 2 owls flying around.
Were they within 30 feet of the?
Yes, I was gonna say, because they're circling, I would say they're basically in the same airspace.
Okay, so one of them is just gonna take 2d6 psychic.
Is that just
Which I'm gonna use from Whales of the Grave.
is that just the damage just happens, or is that a save?
No, it just happens.
Right. That's what I
Because
thought it was.
Whales of the Grave is the moment I deal sneak attack damage to a creature on my turn, I can target a second creature. I can see within 30 feet of the first creature.
Yep.
And then roll half of the sneak attack. Rounded up, so.
And be exactly 5. Or
Well, have the die.
just roll
Yeah.
it, yeah.
Sneak attack
Yeah.
die. Yeah.
Yeah, sneak attack dies. Yeah.
That's quite a lot. 8. Against...
So 8 psychic just coming into one of the owls.
Describe to me again how your, what's it called? Whales from the Grave?
Yeah, Whales from the Grave.
Uh,
So essentially it's where's
8.
that? The second creature takes psychic damage equal to the roll's total as wails of the dead sound around them for a moment. So could it theoretically be that pixie that died too? That it just hears
That's
just
fair. That is fair. That pixie just goes. Ah! But you had a very particular flavor to yours, right?
no, mine was just like, oh, I don't think I had a flavor to mine. I mean, I could make it the sound. I can make it the sound of the hunters.
Interesting.
People
Okay.
she's killed. I mean,
I'll look back at it. I thought it was a.
Person she killed. This would be the pixie.
Okay, no. Oh, wait, no, I'm thinking of something else. It wasn't your whales that was. Yeah,
no, it was Whispers of the Dead.
that's what it was. That's what it was.
Yeah, that one's completely different.
Got it. So, okay, yeah. You almost like this owl that is basically coming around like a fighter plane again on its way for a second try, but you nearly just like veer it off its course, and it has to study to right itself again.
Sweet. Yep, that's all I'm doing.
All right.
Can I go first?
knock yourself out.
Restroom breakup.
Calm is like,
All right.
wrong are those tentacles of yours?
Huh?
Well, clearly it's not effective against these other tentacles.
Think you could catch yourself on a vine if you started falling?
Oh, are you kidding? Of course I can. That's easy peasy.
Let's test that. He's gonna jump over to another branch and start attacking.
All right.
Just get a little closer. Getting any higher? Like she has to get like a little. As long as she's like 30 feet away.
Yeah, you can easily maneuver yourself within 30 feet. And also remember, any way that you want to be down can be down. You can fall to any height that you want.
That's true. Actually, can my Echo use big guy as platform? Like,
It
would
could-
that give a disadvantage if it started swinging at the vines?
I could definitely try.
This is a big dude.
It's a big dude.
The Echo's gonna jump onto the big dude.
All right. So this would be balancing.
The
So
extra
just
weight might help.
make a What skill would that be to balance? Is that just a save? Yeah, just make a...
Athletics?
Because it's less like... Because I think athletics is more so... movements. You're trying not to fall. Yeah, just make a straight dex check.
Oh man. I got dex.
Acrobatics is pretty close. Maybe acrobatics.
Got a 1.
Unfortunately, your echo uses its movement, trying to steady itself on the big one. But unfortunately, its nails keep, as it's trying to stop, keep itself on you. It's cutting into you, and you're wiggling, trying to like, ow, ow, and it slips off and lands on a tree to beside you.
Can I have it at the same time it falls, like kind of cut down the vines with the sword?
I'll let you make one attack with disadvantage on the way down.
Oh yeah. Oh, I can't give myself advantage.
Wow, 18 hits. This is against, yeah. 12.
Extra attack?
You only got the one attack on the way down as you were falling. You were just, you basically spun in the air, and the tip of your blade was able to catch a bit of the vine.
And then Karma's just gonna scoff at its own echo and re-summon it 15 feet away and have it jump back up with the extra 15 feet.
Does it,
think
if you
maybe-
resummon it,
what
does
hap-
it get its movement back?
Yeah, it's just a bonus action.
But like if
Resummon.
you use its movement on its turn and then resummon it, does it get
Use
the movement
all of its
back?
movement?
It use all its movement trying to stay balanced before slipping.
Ah. Okay, hold on. Karma's gonna move up for a bit.
Ribbit?
That's to Rosemary.
Okay. Well, she's
Move
directly
up.
under you.
Yeah, that's what I mean. She'd have to move away from Rosemere.
Oh, away from Rose. Okay.
Have to move 15 feet up and summon the echo. Because I have to be within 15 feet to summon it.
Mhm.
Then summon it next to Big Dude.
Yep.
And then she's gonna move that 15 feet back to Rosemere.
Just you just like move up this branch just 50 feet up and just go. Woof! Psh! It appears, and then you walk back.
Then extra attack.
All right.
I'm gonna try balance on him again.
Oh no! Make a straight deck save or check.
I said not gonna try
Oh no! I
balance.
thought you said you are gonna try. I was like, all right.
I'm gonna do that again. Oh, come on! Are you kidding me?
Your echo, just like leans its head all the way back, ready for this big slice. Cuts forward, completely whiffs it, and falls off the branch.
I'm gonna be stuck up here forever.
As the branches start tightening.
Anything
That's
else I could do?
That's all you can do. That's all both of you can do.
Uh,
Wait, no,
I'm
you haven't
not
gone
doing
yet. You haven't gone yet, right? Because
Yeah.
yeah, you're waiting to see if you fell.
it. All right, no more Mr. Nice Guy. I know I'm gonna be at disadvantage for all these, but I'm just gonna start sending the tentacles, just trying to cut at these vines. Cast an Eldritch Blast.
Yeah,
19 to hit.
that 19 hits.
Let me do damage first. 5 points of force damage.
5 points of force damage. Your big tentacle, as it smacks against it, you hear again that reverberation come through it, and it like ripples down into the wrapped vines around you, and it just feels weird.
Still got.
Still up.
All right, again. Ugh,
Wow.
That's what I wanted to do.
Oh no, you have to roll. You have to hit first.
There we go.
Automatically
That's what I
hit.
was trying to do.
No, that does not hit.
All right, that's all I could do.
Okay, let's just see if this vine hits you. 16? I think that hits, huh?
Hits. Yeah.
Oh no, are you gonna die?
I might.
No.
8
You die?
points!
Oop, no, that's what I was supposed to do.
Wait for it. There it is.
I got 1 hit point.
I have 1 hit point. Just like, no, yeah.
Let's see. I mean, the owls basically think you're dead already. There's no reason for them to try to hit you. The vine's gonna kill you. Well, seeing as they
Okay,
failed on
beautiful.
knocking you guys off, they're just gonna come 1 attack each and talons against the ones on the branch, the ones who are standing. What's their? Oh, yeah. 21 against Karma. This one is against Rose.
That hits.
6.
Nope.
Stupid birds.
The owl gives you a funny look.
Yeah, I'm talking about you.
Actually, seeing as you're the only one who's still stepped 9 points of slashing as one of them swoops by and claws across your back. The other one, seeing as they have no chance of killing you two, they just are going to perch on branches. One of them's kind of sideways, and just watch what happens to the what's that called? The piñata. But one the freaking owl that you insulted is actually just looking at you a little sideways. Its head is doing that full 180-degree turn.
Is it like it's wait a sec. Is it sitting straight or is it sitting on an angle?
One of them is sitting on your plane of vertical, and another one is a little bit sideways. It's kind of like 45 on the edge of a branch.
I like this place.
It is annoying here.
So they're just gonna.
Starting to regret.
Sorry.
To regret coming here. That's it.
They're just gonna watch what happens. You guys, it is your turn. It's basically you versus that vine. Before it kills him, the next attack will kill him. Technically, Rose goes first, but
the
Can
birds
go
are
for
out
it
of
again.
combat.
they have perched and they're just watching. They flew their full fly off a little bit off, although they can't get that far away. Their full fly is only. Oh, that's actually very far away. One of them is able to get at least 60 feet away.
What was that?
One of them is able to get at least 60 feet away, but since the other one attacked, I'll say it gets like 20 feet away. But they're now perched, and they're not. They've kind of given up.
Yeah, what's first?
What was that?
First.
Technically, Rose goes first by
Okay,
initiative,
okay.
but you guys can all go at the same
will
time.
let you. Yeah, I was gonna say I'll let you go first because I'm still debating on whether or not I want to skewer a owl.
You're staring at the owl like.
Kinda tasty. Alright, I'm gonna have Karma summon her echo again. Have it jump up next to big guy and try to swing.
Okay.
Yeah,
We'll see how this happens.
again.
getting pissed off at your echoes now.
I hate magic.
You can't just say you rolled a 15. I think that's a legitimate roll. So that misses.
I just rolled the damage. I thought you said it hit. Okay, extra attack.
Yeah, you're cutting out at times, Lauren.
I am. Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Yeah, because like when the 15 came in, I thought you said it hit.
that's what I thought I heard.
I think I said, is that even a legitimate roll? It is. I might have heard me say it is.
12 doesn't hit.
12 does not hit.
So neither of those hit.
You're still
I'm
dangling.
gonna use
I'm
my
still
unleash.
Why is it you?
I don't know.
I'm gonna use my unleash incarnation again. I think is that my second one or my third one?
That's your second one.
I
No,
think that's
that's your
okay,
third
yeah.
one. That's your third one. You used, I don't know. I think,
I think I used one on Rosemere.
yeah, you definitely did use. I know you've used at least one. I'm trying to see if you used the second one.
I think I used it on. Oh, did I?
Because I think you also used it before to try to cut him down as well. I
I'm
think.
using it now.
Yep.
Jeez.
That hits.
Hey.
Yeah, finally.
Big damage.
Yeah.
Almost
I'm gonna
big
reroll
damage.
that too.
All right, you can get bigger damage. 10 plus
Damage. Unless I get a 1.
10 plus 2,
So
you do
that's 12.
Not bad, actually, cutting through a good portion of those smaller supporting vines, and he just falls a good, 10, 12 feet.
So, I'm still
Yeah,
grappled
you're
up.
still up, but you just kind of, those vines, the structure is now a bit looser.
All right.
That's all I could do.
So
More attack.
yeah, so essentially I'm gonna go through and see if this character breaks himself out
Before you,
before I decide to do anything, because her thing right now is, are these things gonna do anything? Oh,
That's a natural one.
that's a
For the
natural
first-
one for the first attack.
14?
14 does not hit the vine.
I'm still here.
There's just
All right.
tentacles flailing left and right and center, and you're unable to just rip these vines off of you. You're just getting frustrated and but like, it must be the ichor. It's just getting you can't get a good grip to just rip them off.
So consider the vine as an enemy and
Yep.
it's grappling
That
my
That is correct.
ally.
It's technically within combat
attack.
distance. Yep.
Okay, we're gonna see if we can do this.
You really don't even have to hit it that much. You just have to hit it.
Let's see.
Please kill this vine.
Oh, with that, I will say
Ah.
you can easily
Okay.
just you see the exact structure, like load-bearing vine, and you're just like, take aim, psst, fshing, and now you are plummeting.
And hold on, I just want to roll this.
Yes, roll all the damage.
Oh,
Oh,
couple of
my
sixes
God.
in there, some fives.
Oh,
Oh, wait, hold on. What is that added all together? 25 plus 12, 37 damage. I think
That vine didn't even know what was coming.
if you hit that against one of any of the other vines, that would have immediately freed somebody.
Wow. All right, I'm gonna try and catch myself and not hurt.
Okay.
So,
can
I know-
this be an intimidation check against the owl?
Against the owl.
Just that shot, just that
Yeah,
one
but just
shot,
there.
and she's like staring at them.
Yeah, she's like, that vine is way thinner than you are. The owls get the message, and they're going to just like and fly off without a sound. So I'll say actually, because I know that you can do this to save yourself. You can choose to try to grab something to hold on, or you can do the opposite and try to avoid stuff. If you wanted to catch yourself in a different way.
If necessary. She hasn't used her movement yet. I can. This might be a bad idea, but I'd rather take the damage than you risk splatting.
Because if you
I
do
could
fail
have
your
Karma try to like jump across like a gap maybe to catch him, and like him like land on her back.
Well, I
Screw
thought
it.
that like
I'm just gonna cast fly.
yeah
Oh yeah.
Screw it.
yeah
I'm just gonna just float slowly down like this.
yeah. So that bolt ping, through the vine, and you just see this like past you, and eventually
I just like flip around like
Yeah.
right side up immediately and just go
yeah, and then you like
pouty face.
you're on this branch. You see him just like plummet past you and slowly just rise back up, arms crossed, with just a disgusted look on his face.
And I communicate with them in telepathy from here on out and just say, I thought this place was supposed to be safer.
As you
that's what I was hoping.
Rosemary just peeks her head out. This massive fur.
So from behind one of the legs that is nearly as wide as she is.
Yeah.
But as you speak telepathically, you hear your voice echo throughout the wood.
That's not supposed to happen.
That's not supposed to happen.
Oh, great.
This is unsettling.
Well, I mean, you're not getting chased by hunters.
The Feywild's supposed to be all bright and happy and whatever.
I guess we're just in the wrong neighborhood.
No, we should start. I guess we should see if we can find purchase somewhere, and I don't know.
Yeah, we need to find someplace safe.
Hmm.
I think I need to find something to eat.
Yeah, me too.
Or some owls around.
Oh,
Yeah.
they're gone.
Is there anything left of that pixie anywhere?
Yeah,
Not a drop.
Dang.
I feel like that pixie was red mist,
Sparkly mist.
sparkly mist.
I'm hurting. Well,
Now we should probably find our way down. Actually, I think we
Why?
can just walk down. Somehow I was underneath this, and you were pointing. You weren't upside down. You were pointing straight. I just.
yeah.
Karma
gravity
looks at
doesn't-
Rosemary. You fly.
No.
She grabs you by the scarf
She's.
and just starts walking down with you.
You've been adopted.
She's just.
You can't fly. I'm not risking you falling and splatting against the ground.
She has the most health out of everybody right now.
It doesn't matter. Karma doesn't know that.
Yeah, I know. But
I'm just gonna float painfully around and just fly around and see if I can find anything that looks consumable.
how long does that
I-
last? Really quick.
My fly, as long as I maintain concentration, is going to last for 10 minutes.
Okay, yeah.
So, hearing that, she's just like, personally, I don't think you should head off anywhere away from us. We should all search together.
Yeah, well, keeping an eye out.
Wait, she can't grab you by the scarf. Oh, congrats! You get to ride on the back of a wolf.
I mean, you could just bite the the clothing or something.
No, she has
she
sword
has a
now.
sword.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That
For
sword.
some reason, I didn't think of her a sheath when I was designing her.
How would a
Just
how would
carrying
a
that around all the time.
yeah how would a dog wear a sheath? what I
How a
wanna know.
human would wear a sheath? Like around their like a quiver, but a sheath like
Around
the
its
chest?
waist, or its
Like-
it's exactly around its waist or its chest.
Think it's chest?
Draw it and we'll figure it out. No, so yeah, that sword is actually Karma's child. So you guys head off. You're first trying to find, I guess, down, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
Wherever down is.
Everyone make a survival check.
Oh yeah, I think I have this.
Sure.
I have this? I have
There
this.
it goes. 16.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Okay.
13.
Do I have to roll this or like?
Do you have anything else, like a navigation kind of skill, or how would you go
Intelligence?
about
Nature.
nature's for like knowledge of
Do I
plants?
have any- I do not.
Insight. Inside the environment.
Inside the Are you telling the truth? Tell me, plant.
Does,
Tell me.
does this? If we're going down, do these things look like they're going to attack us? Does this look like a tree that'll attack us? You look like a tree.
Perception then.
Sure. 14.
Okay. All told, you guys are able to start making your way down, and Rose, you keep an eye out, trying to, make sure no more vines. Yeah, surveillance. Off the, you're the highest currently sitting or standing on the back of this wolf. You can get a good, keen eye.
Standing.
Well, I would assume if you're keeping an eye out, you might want to be able to get a higher look, if you'll allow it. I don't know.
Fall.
But you're able to start making your way down for enough time that you might, Raph, you might start to lose your fly.
Oh no. Well, then I'll find my way onto a branch then.
Yep, you can make your
We
way.
cast it.
I wish.
You can make your way to the their level, and you continue to make your way down. At least you're sure this is the way down, but after a while, you're not so sure this is the way down. And as you walk, you're consistently just in a mass of trees and leaves and vines, and it doesn't matter where you go. This forest is endless.
Could have swore there was ground down here somewhere.
Or is the
I
ground
remember
up there? She looks up.
Were we in the sky all along?
No, I mean could have swore I was standing on grass here earlier or something.
I know
no.
I was. It was thick.
Before we got
There
snapped.
was two. What if we're heading further towards the sky? Gravity seems very
Doesn't look
annoying
very
here.
sky-like either. And nothing makes sense.
I'm gonna have. I mean, she doesn't really have claws, but it's a wolf. They sort of have claws.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna scrape off a bit of the branch. Well, no, that wouldn't really make much of a sound. Like a rock or something.
In a tree.
What are you trying to do?
Something heavy. I'm gonna drop it down and see if it hits the ground.
Hmm. You got any, I guess any gear that you could drop?
I have
Like
a
I
torch
have any
that I can
gear?
drop.
I was gonna say I have torches on hand too. We could light a torch and drop that.
I don't know if I'm
Sure,
gonna
if I want to
light.
start a fire.
I mean, if we burn the whole forest down, then at least we'll be able to see a bit more clearly.
No, you've got a point.
Blink, blink. Just internally thinking that is a bad idea.
This place probably doesn't even burn anyway.
You thought they were mad before.
I say
Drop,
we just
drop one of your torches down.
All right, should we light it first? Yay or nay?
Nay.
All right, I'll just drop a raw torch then.
You're just dropping a stick.
Or in that case, I'll just drop a python and something a little bit more expendable if we're not gonna light it.
Sure. Pythons are
True.
actually made of like
They're kinda
steel.
heavy too.
So
like
yeah,
the-
that would actually, it would be a lot more sturdier than dropping a a little bit of a branch.
So before dropping that, Rosemia's just gonna be like, I swear, if you drop it and it goes up instead of down, I'm going to be upset.
Right? You just drop it, it just goes straight up, and you spent like half an hour walking in the wrong direction vertically. No. Hand comes out, drops it over the edge, and it plummets. And you can hear it like hit branches and leaves as it goes down like before finally making an impact.
Oh, there must be ground down there.
All right, we must be
Turn down.
close.
You're going to continue walking in that
I
direction?
gallop. I'm gonna run.
All right.
I'm gonna
Try to
gallop.
keep up.
Yeah. Hold on tight. This wolf's a
Oh.
moving. This wolf train is going. And she can move fast. And going in that direction as fast as you can. You're going to get there first before Raf's character is, because I don't think you have anything that'll let you move that fast.
Nah.
She
I
can,
mean, if she's
yeah.
faster than normal.
No, she can move double her speed on a dash.
Oh man.
Not
And
amazing, but it's 90 feet around, so it's pretty good.
it's pretty good. Keep up with a rogue.
Yeah.
You eventually get to the place the Python impacted, and you can see it standing straight up, or like a sticking out of another branch.
Ah. I'll take it back. All right, no ground. We're lost.
I'm starting to wonder if it's worth just jumping and falling.
Nope. Definitely not worth that. We got here for a reason.
At this point, you have all been wandering for about, let's say, an hour, just trying to figure out which way is up or down, and you start to notice
we in an
that,
illusion.
huh?
We in an illusion.
No, you're in the Feywild.
So we are
Oh.
in an illusion.
I was gonna say, nothing like. I know that it's a lot of branches, vines, and all that other stuff, but nothing has been the same looping over and over, right? Like, there's been
Absolutely.
different.
Absolutely, probably not. It's all trees. It's all, well, I guess for you specifically, for Rose, it's all purple.
Mm-hmm.
And, or at least it's not all all purple. It just has that kind of shade. So like instead of green trees, or a little bit more on the, what's your eyes? You said they're lilac specifically.
Yeah.
So they're a little bit more on the lilac shade. Like berries of like green or something might be a little bit more of a funky color. Or berries of like red and yellow might be a little bit of a funky color, but you can tell just looking around. Actually, if you want to actively look out for like loops walking in a straight direction, make let's say an intelligence. What would that be? To look for a loop. Man, I have
Intelligence perception?
that's what I was thinking. Maybe, perhaps investigation, because that's pretty. That's like you are investigating the area. I'll say that's investigation.
Because essentially, I like what she was looking out for as they just continued moving. I should like explain it like this: is so the immediate area there are whether vines are twisted a specific way, and branches are pointed or like vines are twisted a specific way around, like, let's say this specific branch or these branches. So as we continue forward, are these vines all interchangeable and continuing to just flow, or do they all loop in the same direction as before?
Yeah, I would assist with that, or add a roll, one or the other.
Whichever. If one of you has a higher roll, I'll let you assist.
Is this investigation?
Yes.
This is insight.
It's not insight. This is investigation.
All right, who has?
I have a
Okay.
0.
Okay.
What do you have?
I have a 0.
Yeah, I have a +3.
I also have a +3.
You can,
Alright.
so you can both. I guess it's basically the same thing if you make it identically,
Yeah.
or
We'll both roll 1.
yeah.
All right. and she like says this, and she would have like said this
Yeah,
as well.
Yeah, I assume. Yeah, how we.
Uh-oh. Oh, wait.
Yeah, 11.
Oh, you both rolled at the same time.
Yeah.
I was like, how did you get an 8 on the dice and a 5 total? 11 and 5. Unfortunately, there's just too much going on for you to really get a handle of something that fine of a detail, of loops, because you, like, it's not that you're, it's like, oh, I've seen that bush 5 times already. It's like, there are just like 15 million bushes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we've been going vertically this entire time. Maybe we should start branching out in a different direction.
I see what you did there.
So you're thinking we should just take a branch and start going left or right?
I mean, just going in another direction. At all, maybe it'll make some progress that way. Seems vertically just keeps on going and going. We've been at this for hours.
It's been an hour.
So I'll say, because this has been about an hour now, a little bit more than an hour at this point, having now done that investigation check, it's running close to 2. You do start to notice some inhabitants of the Feywilds kind of peeking their heads out, just seeing what's going on. You're quite the sight, obviously, the group of yous, but you see owls perching on branches, just kind of watching you as you pass by. A deer will occasionally, and these deer are also walking on branches, essentially, like these weird twisted, echoes of a deer with antlers that shouldn't make any sense if they grew. Just like walking past you in a different direction, just kind of like eyeing you like a stranger in a neighborhood.
Does this place even have a ground?
Can I eat one of those deer?
You want to go hunting?
I mean, I'm at this point. Like, by the way, I should note that the ichor suit that is over my form is just like torn in all sorts of places, and you're kind of seeing through it a bit to the sort of form that lies beneath. It's just like clad in again, like leather, sort of common clothes, and see bits of gray skin beneath. But it's just like, yeah, I need to. This thing wants to feed.
All right ahead.
I'll be here.
And just
So,
Oh, big dude.
as you're walking
Big-
past, again, space doesn't make any sense in here, in this place. So basically, you're like, I see a deer. I want that deer. And suddenly, you're right next to that deer.
yeah, yeah.
So,
and
yep.
just
And
drag it in. Just
yeah, I mean, like, CR0 creatures. So
yeah. All right.
you explode into tentacles, and this thing is hangry. You consume it, and you can recover.
Sweet. Which, by the way, does that count as the full benefits of a short rest?
Yes, that's basically. That's basically.
Yeah, I was gonna say, good, as far as recharging everything else and whatnot.
Yeah, because I did write down when you consume, you get all your spells back, right?
Yeah. You did specified the spell slots and the hit dice, but I didn't know if it counted as a short rest for other things.
What else do you get on a short rest?
I just recharge like stuff like my stone's endurance and whatnot.
Oh, right. Yes. All that would.
So yeah, it's a full short rest
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah, you could
Okay.
basically use your consume to gain the benefits of a full short rest.
Gotcha. So consume. All right. I'm gonna need to roll a couple of these because we don't have any healing implements. I don't think so.
I
Do we?
think you still do have a couple.
But still, those were tiny. They were like worth like 2 apiece.
Yeah, they're basically just pick me ups. Used to revive.
Oh, so that one fighter was doing it wrong, where she was like, "Oh, chug, chug, chug,
Oh,
chug, chug."
she need well she was she
was
stuck herself with a bunch of them.
I'm actually just gonna roll them all.
Oh, you got 2 max though.
I have gotten 2 max. I'm
Yep.
doing pretty good there.
So yeah, you basically, from your point of view, you guys see this this deer is walking by, minding its own business, and then, just within like the blink of an eye, like the space between Ralph's character and that deer just merges, and he just completely, all that like black ichor opens up, flails, consumes that deer, and there's nothing left, and he's just standing back tall, like nothing ever happened. Nothing left of that deer. Didn't even have time to scream.
And the ichor suit just reforms all fresh all over him.
So, you have eaten, and you are officially lost. You can't tell exactly how much time has passed, but you are starting to get tired. You have been walking for who knows how long, and there's no sun to look at to be able to, tell time. There's no moon. You can't see the color of the sky. That, the normal signs you would rely on in the material plane. You're just relying on your body's instinct.
Have you all noticed how weird space is here?
Didn't you say he was lost?
What? No, you're all lost, I'm saying.
We're all
I
lost
thought you
together.
said I thought you said like he got separate from
Yeah, I
us.
thought.
No. So he was next to you, and the space, from his point of view, he came to the deer. From your point of view, the deer came to him.
Yeah.
The space between the deer
Yeah.
and this eldritch monstrosity shrunk.
Yeah, have you ever noticed that? Space works weird here.
I've noticed, alright.
Yeah.
And just
think
sort of,
I-
I don't know, it was almost like I could will myself closer to that thing.
She's like, I think I found out when I was upside down.
Hmm.
And while obviously things are still just continuing.
I mean, so have we tried yet just not being lost? I'm gonna think really hard about just like a sanctuary. That's what I'm gonna focus on. I'm gonna think about the concept of sanctuary.
The concept of sanctuary, just the
What's your idea
notion,
of a sanctuary?
just the notion of safety.
Oh, but you did you ask what's my notion
Yeah.
of sanctuary?
Yeah, like what is what it you're
What-
this huge muscle bound eldritch figure. What is safe to you? It might not be safe to anybody else.
Well, no, nobody else can tell. But what he's picturing is just like a nice cabin in the woods, cozy type home. And just a human lady to settle down with. Just nice and peaceful. Thinking really hard.
Thinking really hard. All right, don't hurt yourself. Is anybody going to join him in that?
Alma's gonna kind of, while Big Dude was killing the deer, Karma's just kind of like laid down on her stomach, like kind of tucked her arms under her chest. You know
Yeah.
the dog. Now she's gonna like close her eyes, and she's thinking of like a nice night. It's nighttime. It's like this thick forested forest, like a thick forest that has, a cliff and a big full moon. It's like this nice, peaceful forest.
Okay. Does Ross me a join in the Think Fest?
Yeah, Rosmia's thought of a sanctuary is in her mind just back at what her parents' lodge was. Just a nice little townhouse. And mainly the room that she shared with her sister. It's a very wasn't that big of a room, but had a little like book, had a little like what I'd say like a bookshelf,
Mm-hmm.
just so they could like read stories together and whatnot.
All right. All right. You're all sitting there thinking real hard. Don't hurt yourself, big man. But I'm trying to think if I should make you roll for this. I'll say not. As you're thinking, you're all just kind of imagining this, the scene in your head, and as you're kind of trying to form the picture, you realize you're looking at it. You are now just like on this cliff face with a cabin amidst a thick wood. It's all thick wood where you're at, but you're at this cliff face that kind of drops down into just more unlimited, infinite forest. But there is solid ground beneath you, and a cabin in a pretty cozy little clearing. And you are on one of the branches, kind of overlooking this scene. Oh wait, no. You're on level, looking into the scene. Because I said, yeah, your feet are on ground.
Yeah. The others with me?
Yeah, you're all there.
We're all here at my
We
cabin?
combined all of our
Oh,
visions.
yeah, I guess so.
So essentially, all the visions are combined together with that cliff face, the cabin, and then essentially that townhouse lodge thing.
Yeah, it's some mix between that townhouse lodge and a nice, cozy cabin.
There we go. That's more like it.
There's no human girl.
Ah,
This is
I wished for an elf.
strange.
I'm kicking the door in.
Is
Gently.
is this an illusion or?
I can't complain too much, though.
Well, it doesn't sound like an illusion when his foot goes through the door. Yeah, kick it open pretty easily. Wasn't closed. There's no latch.
Look around. Seems safe enough in here?
It looks how you imagined it would want to look. It's, again, very nice and cozy. And there's a few rooms in a hallway. A couple of doors, I should say, that lead to rooms in a hallway. But you're currently in the living room of this building. And whatever is comfortable to your character, there are aspects of that strewn throughout.
Full moon.
There is... Okay, so they're inside. You're outside on this cliff face. There's no moon, but there is a beam of light coming through trees. Kind of reminiscent of a full moon's light.
There's a nice exhale.
So you said there's like elements of whatever just makes us comfortable here.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It's probably one of these rooms. There's just a giant portrait of me.
That's honestly how... I was gonna say, knowing how strong that is, it's probably in the main room.
Right in the living room.
Right, you bust down that door, and that was the first thing you saw.
Is anybody else joining him inside?
Yeah, like Rosalie is popping in because she's like,
Okay.
all right, I want to see what this is.
You see, yeah, you would see right in the living room just a portrait of someone you've never seen before.
She's like, I wonder who that is.
You just see a fine, just like painterly portrait of a tall Goliath of pale skin and bulky muscular physique, just wearing a leather tunic draped in a gray cloak.
Dude makes the same pose as the painting.
Is that what's happening right now? Same pose as the painting?
I think he's less like, dramatic pose, and he's a little...
It's pretty esteemed. It's
Yeah.
like just casual, just looking mysteriously off to the side.
It's like one of those Victorian poses where you're sitting in this chair and there's a table and you're like
yep.
leaning against it kind of
Yeah,
slightly.
Exactly. Yeah, very, very sophisticated. Huh? He's just staring at this, just like, oh yeah, look at that handsome devil.
Wonder why there
I'm
was
just
just a
outside
painting
sitting.
in here.
Oh,
Or a portrait.
well, I guess we've been around each other long enough now. Haven't tried to eat you. You haven't tried to eat me. Guess we could let the faces go for a bit. I'm gonna drop my mage armor.
It's mage armor?
That's a mage armor? Yo, that's cool.
You can just have like eternal mage armor?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yo, that is so cool. Okay. Anyway.
Does Rose say that?
Rose is just like, as she stares she has this stoic expression, but you could probably tell she's trying to hide this awe of like, wow, that's really cool.
And you see before you the Goliath portrayed in the painting. It's just like, here I am.
That's fascinating.
But
You know, I never asked you your name.
The name's Kaiden,
Kaiden.
but I am called the Other. At least that's what the townsfolk started calling me before they chased me out with pitchforks.
The Other. Well, it's a pleasure to finally, I guess, formally meet you then. Just a hand extension of a small halfling hand.
And just, with his meaty Goliath hand, just like,
I love handshakes between tiny people and huge. So
Basking in the moonlight.
outside that there's a single just beautiful soothing ray of pure moonlight concentrated on this wolf, and you're just, for the first time in probably a while, kind of just kind of blissful. No one's chasing you, nobody's running you out of the town.
Feel like a normal wolf again.
It's been a while.
Praise the moon.
So I'll say you're able to live here for quite a while, and
I was gonna say, yeah, Kaiden would, as soon as pleasantries are over, just find his way to a comfortable room. No ichor, no anything, just lay down comfortably as himself.
Your rooms are exact mirrors of the rooms that you would have, or at least how you remember your rooms to be from your respective places. And the wolf outside has got this beautiful patch of just like whatever's comfortable for Karma to lie down and just doze off in.
I want to ask, how like thick are the wall? Like in terms of like, because like I guess one of the things just kind of like being there for a while and whatnot is like whether passing the room or like in the other room or whatnot. Rosemia just is often talking to herself a lot in her room, but it sounds like she's having a conversation with someone.
I definitely say over the amount of time that you guys will have been spending together, there would be times where you could overhear her.
Shut up! It's 3 in the morning!
Speaking of it's 3 in the morning, so again, there's no cycle of light that you're normally used to, seeing for day and night cycles. However, after being here for a while, and I guess you can all eventually get back to full, because you would have been able to go out and hunt and eat and get your full, get long rests in and all this other goodness.
We get all our hit dice back too.
Yeah. How long do you guys want to stay here to keep out the hunters? Clearly, you won't be able to stay forever, as basically encounters like the one that you had just had happen nearly every other day. Vines are trying to restrict you. You fall into a pit of like carnivorous plants. Insects will occasionally swarm your house, and you just have to kind of go on extermination duty to rid these giant hornets just trying to swarm you out of your little location.
I mean, if there are any clear enemies of appropriate size, just consume them by the end of those encounters.
Yep. And with enough animals
imagine
around.
Them away?
Huh? You cannot imagine
them away?
Cannot imagine them away. because they're imagining themselves at you. And also, they live here. They are a little bit more used to navigating this place than you are.
I guess like for however long the other two would want to be around, and
Yeah, I was gonna kind of maybe we like call a meeting around the dining table at some point after a couple of days, and we'll say after 3 days, and just figure out our next plan of action, and just be like, "Well, this is quite idyllic."
Is it?
Eh,
I almost got eaten by a tiger the other day.
yeah, but then I ate it, so it worked out.
I guess that's how the
Down
world
here,
turns.
But is as idyllic as this is, a nice cozy place to call home. Obviously, we can't stay here forever.
Rose,
yo,
starting like over these few days, you're starting to feel a little tipsy. You're, in order to feed, you've been having to drink all these, the blood of all these fey beasts, and it's strangely sweet. It's definitely different from the humanoids you're used to consuming. But not only is it strangely sweet, the more you drink it, the more just kind of intoxicated you become.
oh, she's just sitting there like, I'm not gonna lie, I've been having a decent time here.
Yeah, maybe too good a time. You all right there?
Well, I've never felt better.
Hmm.
Are you turning into a pixie or something?
No, but this blood tastes so much better. That doesn't mean I can't drink from, let's say, a human or something, but let me tell you,
I
the
don't really
wonders of the Fae.
I really don't care.
All right.
You
Let's
should.
slow down here. We need to get back on task. What is our plan of action, and what did the bounty boards look like last you saw?
Bounty board?
Yeah, how long do you think we'll be wanted for, or at least how long do you think they'll care?
She shrugs.
I guess it depends on how long we've been in here and if time runs the same as it does in the actual world.
Shoot, you're right.
The only
We know
reason,
it's been 20 years. You stay quiet.
No, the only reason they're coming after me is because of one incident. That's it. I don't know
Killed a
about you
corrupt-
two, but
A corrupt ruler and his minions. I don't see anything wrong with what I did.
Hey, I killed a gang lord, so I don't see anything wrong with that either. But, well, I killed a bunch of innocent people too after that. But that's beside the point.
blink, blink.
Some of the nobles might have been innocent, but they treated me and my pack like shit, so they got what they got coming.
Yeah, well,
It tasted pretty good.
fair. Innocent by comparison to a gang lord, but I try not to eat anything that doesn't have it coming either. Nonetheless, I may be wanted for some time. Townsfolk are pretty angry.
Does she just stay silent?
For all we know, it's probably been like 20 years or something.
Yeah, it's true. Could be wasting away in here. Don't feel like I'm getting that much older, though.
Can we imagine a portal to the outside?
Yeah, that's a good question. If we wanted to get out of here, how would we?
Close your eyes. Stop imagining a portal to the overworld.
You're imagining a Silver Lake. You try to, but you can't get anything more than a regular lake with the moonlight glistening off of it.
I think we
It
have to wait
dips
for
the-
another full moon.
Where will we even know to look for one? Do we just imagine one during a full moon?
We might have to just make sure we keep trying every day, just to make sure we don't miss it. I'll remember. I mean, yeah, because we don't know how time works, if it's comparable.
Just try to imagine one every hour or something?
That sounds like a fun game to play.
Not a game. You could talk.
Hmm?
One said you could talk.
I did.
Just stay over there.
I am over here. I haven't moved from my spot.
So, as you guys are wrapping up your meeting,
Yeah,
you're
that
going
might
to-
be our plan. Just
Yes.
try to remember to think every once in a while.
Yes.
See if we can picture that lake and see how it's looking.
well, you've already. I guess I'll say since you've already manifested the lake, you just kind of got to make sure that there's moonlight shining directly on it to see if you can get it to become a portal, become a silver lake. And that's only time. So until then, you're staying.
Maybe a couple days more.
Yeah, you're until then you're staying where you guys are at, continuing going out every now and then to hunt and make sure that you don't perish. However, the longer you stay here, really weird things start happening. Not like normal weird things, like going upside down on trees and, dropping upwards. Well, I guess for Rose, you're just like the more you drink, because you have to drink to stay, vitalized to keep your appearance and all of stay alive, basically. You just slowly start to become more and more and more drunk. You haven't lost control of yourself yet, but just you occasionally, like, I guess when you're talking to yourself in your room, you'll occasionally find yourself getting more emotional and closer to just like, or eat faster to mood swing. And you have your name, and Kaiden.
Yeah.
Me.
That I could find. I was like, I ran out of things to call you a long time ago.
Also, can I just add one thing on one of these nights? I would say on one of these nights, hearing Rose just talking to herself in the other room. You said we could hear.
Mhm.
He would get the idea to just at some point. He doesn't ever like acknowledge her or anything, but at some point in his room, just hearing that one night, just gonna kind of be laying about. And whenever he's inside, mostly, out of the suit,
Mhm.
but, never goes outside the cabin without donning it first.
Yeah.
But at some point hearing that, he just gets the idea to just speak also to himself and just be like, why? What do you want with me? Just not knowing whether to expect an answer.
I
Normally,
was just howling.
yeah, like
Somebody started to howl.
on on like that's basically your time clock is Karma's internal
Oh, yeah.
biological clock, like consistently, like every 12 hours, every 24 hours, every 24 hours, or at least what would be 24 hours to your time, she starts to howl. And I guess that's basically your time clock. Is like, okay, it's been 3 howls. But normally when you talk to your suit, or just kind of talking out loud to yourself, there's always a little bit of a tug. There is a response. Something happens. But when you decide to try to talk now, you don't get anything.
All right, just mage hand tentacle my wine glass and just
And
rest.
also, now you're getting drunk too.
No, it's got water. Staying sober. Assuming we can find any normal water.
Yeah.
Alright.
As long as you're able to stop for enough time and, kind of will it into existence. Basically, the way that this place works is your intentions manifest, where as normal animals are typically living about here, it's the environment that they live in is purely up to their choice. And as you continue to live here, you kind of find out that the ground is wherever you want the ground to be. The trees will never end if you want to live in the trees. If you wanted a plains or if the absence of trees, a big enough herd of antelope or something can just manifest a clearing the size for the herd.
Right.
And another issue is that the longer you guys stay here, you get to understand how the mechanics of this forest work, but the forest is starting to get to know you guys as well. On your outings, you start to see faces carved into the bark of the trees. Vines shape themselves into the shape of people. You start to hear the birds chirping in voices that you recognize. Your dreams and your nightmares are echoed back to you upon waking. Flowers emit the scent of familiar places, the scent of home, the scent of people that you have been close to. And these are not hallucinations. These are manifestations in the forest around you. The longer you stay here, the more powerful, the more direct these become. So, like, Karma, occasionally as you're out hunting, you'll get the scent of your pack, and it immediately takes you back to before you knew better. And memories just come flooding back of just roaming the forest and dominating all of the creatures in your territory. As you walk around, sometimes you'll hear the echo of your nails tapping against hard tile, echoing through what sounds to be these large, ornate, empty stone halls. Caden, occasionally as you walk through the forest, vines or vine-like things like shrubbery will rise and take the form of a beautiful human girl with a face that you recognize, made out of colored leaves, berries for eyes, and when you get closer, a half orc manifests, just appearing behind her out of leaves and shrubs, taking her by the shoulder, and they turn and disappear into the forest. Sometimes you'll be just walking around, and the smell of the strong stench of inner city garbage assaults you. When you stop to just take in your surroundings, occasionally a vine will come down by your side and just turn a viscous black and bleed. And these things haunt and follow you. Rose, in your intoxicated state, this place has gotten to know you the best. Your dreams, your nightmares, your vivid memories, all on display before you. You can hear the bustle and noise of a tavern, and you can smell this, the stench of the townsfolk drinking and partying. A particular face will pop out to you every now and then, and you'll recognize this man that you met not so long ago. But on this particular day, one image stops you dead in your tracks right in front of the house where everybody is currently gathered. You can't look away. A bushel of leaves and colorful berries has formed itself to look like your sister. Specifically, you see her frozen in time the moment before you ran away, tucked into her bed. And you stand there frozen in front of the doorway.
She just standing there staring and is just muttering to herself, just like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And it's like she starts to like move closer. Like as she's saying this, just kind of moving over to what is her sister manifested. And just starts to break down.
Karma hear this?
What was that?
Karma hear this?
Yes, you're all currently at the cabin. This would have been not like during an outing where you may have seen some of your own vision manifestations privately. This is directly on your own doorstep.
If I go to investigate, do I see the
Let's
same
go and
thing?
investigate.
Yes, you
Yeah,
all. Yeah, these are physical. These are happening in the environment. The trees are shaping themselves into these things that you see. You could reach out and you could touch them, and you all see this halfling girl lying in a bed. Her eyes are closed, and Rose is leaning over her.
Snap out of it. It's not real.
Huh?
Oh, like, it's just like, as in, like, it's just branches and stuff. Like,
Oh no, I was
it's
like, I
not
couldn't
real
hear
enough.
you. It's like super.
Oh.
You're a little quiet for me.
Snap out of it. It's not real. It's the forest playing tricks on us.
She's right there.
Just a bunch of bushes, leaves, branches, and berries.
What is she to you?
That's the reason I'm hunted. That's my sister. That's her. The night just before I took her life. Out of hunger. I didn't know. I didn't know what was happening. Nothing was appetizing. No food, no drink. I didn't understand what was happening. Something about her, the smell, just seemed so good, and I lost control. I drank her dry while our parents were gone. And I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. I couldn't tell my parents. What was I gonna tell them? So I just tucked her back in bed. I tucked her back in bed the way she was. I must have dragged her to the floor or something in my frenzy, but I put her back in and I ran. She's the reason I'm. That incident is the reason I'm hunted. I never killed anybody else. She's the only one, the only innocent person I've killed. And I can't. Just manifest right here. Right here in this fucking farce. I want out. I want out. I want to leave. I don't want to be here. None of this is going to continue happening.
Yeah, you and me both. I've had enough of this place.
Agreed. Definitely about time we leave.
The lake that you have been keeping tabs on by the side of your makeshift cabin is glowing a soft silvered color, piercing through that glow that you have cast over the rest of the forest. A pure silver sheen over the surface of this lake.
Time to go.
Let's.
Kind of looks to the side for a moment, looks back at Rosemiel, just like, come here. Kind of like nudges her onto her back again.
Thank you. Just let's get out of here.
Take this as an insult, but you remind me of the pups in our pack. God damn it. Seeing those in pain.
She's just like, no offense taken. Just a light pat.
Do that. Steps over to the lake.
Okay, you're all passing through.
This time, Kaiden waits for the others to go through first. Kind of lingers behind a moment. Looks back on the Feywilds and the place they'd called home for a bit. Kind of thinking back on some of the imagery the Wilds had been throwing at him. And really not too sure what to make of it. I guess we had some confirmation that we'd all been seeing a bit of it. But still not sure how much is that and how much is the other weird things that have been happening to him. And seeing that he's all alone, he just kind of cries out to the void, just like, what's this all about? What do you want with me? You know what I want.
As you cry out, the house behind you starts to melt and take shape into something different. Originally from its form as a peaceful, serene, idyllic cabin in the woods with a beautiful portrait of you hung on the wall, it starts to melt into heaps of rubbish and garbage. The building takes shape to a gambling hall. Through the reflections of the glass, you can't actually see like these, they're not people in here, but through the reflections of the glass, you can see yourself. Not with your currently outside, you have your ichor on, but you can see yourself not with your ichor. Just you. And the faces of the half-orc, that woman, the handful of other villagers that you may have eaten, their faces appear kind of behind you, looking over your shoulder. And these shadowed figures, silhouettes, continue
It
past him.
no. Like it said the stream went offline. That might just be me.
Uh-oh. Crap.
Oh.
I think we're still live. On my end, we're still live.
It's still alive
Yes.
on my end.
Alright, good.
Okay.
I don't know why it went offline for me.
Okay.
Yeah,
But-
we're still good. But you said that I see that in the reflection.
So you're looking into the reflection of this
Behind you.
gambling hall. So like the gambling hall is one that you might recognize.
Mhm.
And you see yourself in the reflection standing up without any of your ichor on. Behind you, you see the face of the orc and the woman and the other villagers you may have eaten, and behind them, throngs of shadowed bodies and featureless faces. Spots waiting to be filled.
I turn around, see if look behind me where that would be.
The lake?
Look back at the gambling hall.
Nothing's there.
This is all weird. All too weird. And just trudge into the waters.
So, the wolf and the halfling went through first. You reappear in a different part of the forest that you had gone in from, but basically the same forest. It's not anywhere. You hadn't made that big of a jump, not too big of a distance. You're still within a forest. It is still recognizable. You could probably make your way to any familiar locations from here. But a few moments pass, and finally, your blackened friend steps through, the moonlight shining over his glistening, oily body. And as he steps through, you notice he's holding what seems to be this silver ornate cage in his hand.
What is that?
I don't know. It feels necessary.
And that is where we're going to stop.
Yeah.
All right.
Man, thank you guys for turning that into everything I could have ever hoped it to be.
That was,
You
oh,
guys are amazing. I love you guys. I love all of you. I want to give you a hug.
I know.
Low key,
That was
so
intense.
low key, I learned how to cry on command.
Yeah.
So like, I actually was like sitting here, and like after that finished, I was like, okay, I need to calm down.
Yeah, because I was telling you before, I was like, if you need to take a break before we start, this might get pretty heavy.
And that was a phenomenal performance, Mel. I was just enraptured. For
Absolutely, absolutely.
Thank you.
You deserve some sort of award.
That whole scene. Yeah, but that was pretty intense.
Everybody, y'all deserve a round of applause. That was amazing.
We almost died to the freaking trees, but that's okay. It's worth it to
Yep.
get there.
Yep. So, man. Oh, I can't stop. Oh my god, so good. let's do this again sometime. Let's do this again sometime, guys.
Yeah.
Yes, you need to continue.
Yes.
Yes.
So
The story of the other isn't over.
dude, I can't wait. Y'all, I know what each of your kind of individual highlight episodes are gonna be. And this
Was
next
this one of them?
Yeah,
Yeah, I was thinking this felt a little Rose focused.
this was a little bit Rose focused. You're each gonna have your own little, focus episode of who you are and what you're about. This next one, gonna be a little interesting.
Can you say who it is?
Do you guys want to know who it is?
I don't know if I want to know.
I don't know if I want to know either.
I'm so curious.
Oh my
but-
gosh, I totally forgot. I was supposed to talk about Rose's ring that she's got attached to her finger.
Oh yeah, I meant to ask you about that earlier.
Yeah.
I meant to ask that about earlier when we were going through like the days, because I was
Yeah.
like, she would have in the cabin on those days tried to figure out like what is
Oh,
going on
yeah.
with the ring and all this other stuff, but I didn't. With the way things were going, I didn't feel like. I felt like if I interjected,
The train
that in,
was
it would
going.
just like
Yeah.
it would just
Yeah.
ruin the pace.
Yeah.
but like.
I forgot to write that into my my outline to bring up the ring.
Maybe next time, or
We could do that right now. We could do that right
Can we
now.
do that
Just
now?
just retroactively. There would have been enough time that I basically would have had you just rolling until slowly revealed information. But we can say, here's what you figure out. So the ring is firmly attached to your finger. Cannot be removed. If you try, it hurts, and if you really try, it does damage.
Oh.
This is I'm trying to think, because it is one of the hunter's rings, but you wouldn't quite know its true purpose. All you know is it's one of the hunter's rings. You can't seem to activate it in any way.
I was gonna say, yeah, she doesn't somehow like over one of our rests just attuned to it.
No, it doesn't. It would be a command word style item. You don't know what the command word is. You can try to go through it. Actually, yeah. For that, I'll say let's just roll a d20. I'll say there's like a 10% or d20 or d100. There's like a 10% chance just saying the command word out loud with this ring on over the course of days, you might get the right one.
Just guess.
No, you weren't able to guess the right command word.
Okay.
Just by pure luck, unable to get it. But you do know that it is a cursed ring. And
Okay.
yeah, currently, that is all you know of it. It is not meant to be taken. It is not meant to be taken off, and it belonged to a hunter.
What if it's like
Alright.
a GPS?
They're tracking us.
Anyways, so thank you all
Right.
for coming out and witnessing this theater. This
Feywilds Theater, come again.
the Feywilds Theater will be here every however long the next one's going to be in.
Yeah, next time we have to miss an episode of Resin Roleplay, have the next session primed.
Yeah, I mean, with the amount of prep time I had for this one, if I get even a little bit of prep time for the next one, it's going to be amazing if you guys just pull this off again.
Yeah.
But yeah, until then, until we see you next, peace. Squared. Good night, sweet dreams, all of the good things.
Have a good night. God bless.